active rental listings. This goes back to January 2019. So I gave you a year and a half worth of active rental listings. And what you can see is that it's just been going down, right? Our inventory's been going down. And one way or the other, this is, I think, a chart that is symptomatic of a sales organization that is still too dependent on company-generated business. Okay? The only thing that turns this around is us going out and getting listings. Us going out, talking to more strangers, making more referral relationships. You know, one of the things I want to ask everybody here, a quick hand up. If you have sometime in the last 15 months that I've been talking about this one tactic, has anybody here called an accountant, introduced yourself to an accountant, told them that you're an investment advisor, and asked them if they had any customers that would benefit from being introduced? All right, Jamie, Julie, I love you guys. I love all you guys, but that's not a bad idea to call accountants. Accountants have a lot of credibility with their customers, their clients. Accountant says jump, the client says how high. Accountant says you have to reduce your tax burden. One of the ways to do that is to invest in real estate. Investor says, okay, well, where should I pull the money from? Why don't you take it out of your 401k, put it over here, or take it out of your stock and mutual fund accounts, take it out of cash and put it over here. They give that kind of advice every day. The tax benefits of this are outstanding. And you could be in a situation where you've got an accountant that you send your clients to. They have a real estate investment advisor they send their clients to. You're in a position to reciprocate with them so that they don't mind getting the phone call from you. You're not calling and saying, please give me business. You're calling and saying, I need a go-to accountant. Do you work with real estate investors? Is this something you believe in? Because if I bring my clients to you, I need to know you believe in it so that you don't talk them out of buying real estate, right? It's a good idea. And there's a lot of good ideas, all right? And I think the most important one is, like, do you think that I pushed myself out of my comfort zone taking this job? Did it ever show? Because I had never dealt with property management before. I never dealt with leasing before. Okay, you were a brand new team to me. This is a brand new organization. I was doing different things before. Trying to activate a national sales organization to sell real estate, most of whom you guys hadn't been selling real estate. Was that pushing myself out of my comfort zone? Yeah. Does it bother me? No. It's one of the reasons why I'm having a good career is because I'm constantly looking for opportunities that require me to push myself out of my comfort zone because I know that I've got competitors that are not up to it. You know, just putting my mug all over videos, all over social media, something that I was eager to do? No, it wasn't. You'll be shocked to know that I was a painfully shy kid who got over it, but it's still deep down in there. But one day I realized that being good at doing video online, I'm not saying I am, but I do video online, and it's good enough to get me business, right? It pushes me out of my comfort zone, and things happen as a result of that. So that's what I'm asking everybody here to do is this is a problematic trend right here. And it's not just because the market is tight, it's because we're still too dependent on hand-me-downs, dare I say it, and piss anybody off, okay? So let's be salespeople. Go out and get business. It's out there to get. Josh Halpin, look at this guy. All right, here we go. Josh Halpin you're unmuted on my side, Josh. Looks like there you are. Hey.
Hey, how are you, Greg?
I'm good, how are you? Thanks for speaking up.
Very, very well. It's been the last couple weeks. I've just had been inundated with very, very, clients that I've really enjoyed working with over the year who are either looking to sell or looking to buy. I think I shared this with you prior, but one of them has 2 homes that are down the street from where Dave Matthews lives. So okay. She wants me to sell both of those and then buy 4 more in another area down in Tacoma. So I would say to everyone who's struggled a little bit to get off the schneid on the investment sales side, your current clients that you've had a good run with are a great resource, and don't forget about them. So real excited about the fall and quarters 3 and 4.
Awesome. So you're saying you basically contacted folks that were in your book. You had done tenant placements for them before and done the property management agreement with them. When you made that phone call, how did that go? Like literally pretend I'm the guy. What did you say?
Oh, they called me.
Oh,
They're
okay.
like, Josh, how are you? I'm so tired of my houses in Green Lake. I know I bought them in the 1970s for probably $45,000. They're now worth about $850,000. I want to become a mogul. Can you help me?
So did that cause you to pick up the phone and call anybody else that might want to be a mogul?
Yeah. Then I got another call from a guy who was like, "Yeah, I'm 1031. I'm 1031ing a property in Tacoma. I want you to help me get into some places kind of in the suburban area." I went on a message board, asked for some performing rentals, and I got a guy who's got actually several SFRs that he wants to sell off market and an 8-unit apartment complex. Plus, even better, he's got a bunch of friends.
Okay.
And a bunch of properties of his own. And yesterday we were talking about, how would this work? My friends are always telling me, I got to get into using a property manager. And I'm like, you're talking to the right guy.
You're seeing Fred now. So what changed? I mean, did you like at some point in the last year just like kind of hang your shingle as investment advisor and start making that known, and now it's beginning to snowball?
With strategic people who I knew that are savvy investors who I've seen maybe mess up, where like, if you just would have talked to me earlier, we could have we could have done better. I could have done better for you. But it's been kind of gradual. I've been putting stuff out on LinkedIn, and when things come up, I'm very active and reaching out to my people. And it timing sort of just came along, and just maintaining a rapport is kind of my MO that has put me in position to have a fantastic next couple of months.
That's awesome. That's music to my ears. Obviously, the pursuit over the last year of this is something new. Let's just go out and tell the story. Something interesting took place. Renters Warehouse bought an online platform for investment sales. We've opened up this new line of business. All right, Josh, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Noel, you were raising your hand a second ago, I think.
I just want to talk about 1031 exchanges again, because we're starting to see a big rush of people who sold their assets in the last few months. And I've just done a couple of basic posts where I mentioned 1031 exchange. I'm going to start doing a lot more that focus on 1031 exchange, but think about any other asset classes right now in real estate that you can go into. It basically is down to industrial, self-storage, and single family rental. Please, somebody name another asset class that is a safe investment in real estate right now.
Yeah.
And there really aren't any. And multifamily is very, very tricky. Shopping centers, retail, office buildings, all of those things are getting crushed right now. And it does affect the economy. And you see people that are wanting to put their 1031 exchange money into something in single family rental. I mean, I talked to a huge 1031 exchange company this morning, and they didn't even know you could buy single family rentals with 1031 exchanges. People just don't even understand. And they do $1 billion a year in 1031 exchanges.
Let me give these guys a second of background explanation. So I think everyone probably knows by now, at least a little bit, that a 1031 exchange is a tax code that allows you to sell a piece of real estate, take the capital from that real estate, buy another one, and then not have to pay capital gains because you've literally transplanted the equity from property A to property B. There are rules around it. Look up who the 1031 exchange company is that is in your area. Make contact and ask them how the hell it works. Right? Say, I'm an investment advisor. Can you fill me in on the details? I kind of know, but I'm not totally sure. Can you kind of give me some of the basics on this? Because I got some clients that are going to need it. Oh, and by the way, do you have any clients that need an investment advisor in residential? What Noel's saying is true. It makes common sense. Office buildings are not getting their rents right now. People are working from home. They're not going to the office. shopping centers. Amazon has gone from like $1,800 a share to $3,000 a share during COVID. You know who's suffering? Retail. Real estate is suffering. People aren't going to the store. They may not go back to the store or the office ever quite like they did before. And a lot of investors know that, and they're dumping their office space, their office buildings, they're dumping their retail shopping centers, and they want to put it into the only safe places. Warehouses, one of the things Noel mentioned, and industrial, which is pretty big scale stuff. And then single family rental is the one that everybody understands. The only safe place for you to be right now is home. That wasn't our idea. That's what COVID taught us all. The asset class is very, very much in demand. And going to a 1031 exchange company and telling them, can you fill me in? Because I need to know how to do this because I got clients who are going to need that. Again, their ears perk up. This is a referral source for them. They become a referral source for you.
And one thing to add to that too, Greg, is that if you've been paying attention, Joe Biden recently announced his plan for schools and healthcare and all this kind of stuff. And in that plan is killing the 1031 exchange program.
Right. So they're even in more of a hurry.
They're in more of a hurry. That was a conversation I had with these guys out of New York yesterday, is that they're not sure what's going to happen with the election. It's not a political thing. It's a fact that one side is saying if they get elected, they might kill that program. I doubt it will actually happen, but it's enough to scare people who have a lot of money to lose if they can't transfer or defer their taxes. And it's just start looking on LinkedIn. Hashtag 1031. I hashtagged it. I did one video and I mentioned it, just mentioned it. And I had 5 people contact me from it. So if you do a little bit more intentional, searching and look in your area and look for brokers that work with it. Because a lot of these commercial brokers, what they do is they sell their commercial building for the client, and then they go out and place that money again in the 1031 exchange. They hold on to that client throughout the process. That is one way to get with them. And the other way is to go directly to some of these companies. There's the law groups that do it. There is,
I got it on the screen right now. I just did Charlotte 1031 exchange. If somebody owns a $2 million office building in the suburbs of Denver, and they want to dump that because the tenants aren't paying their rent, and before the market crashes, which could happen over the next 2 years, you could have a commercial real estate crash. These guys want to avoid the bloodbath. They want to get out now, and they also want to get out and capture. Because if I have a $2 million building, I may have made $1 million on it. I'm going to pay $200,000 in capital gains unless I can shelter it with an exchange. And so now I go and I search Denver 1031 exchange, and guess who is the company who's going to know that person who just sold that $2 million office building and needs to find some place to put the business, put the money. This is who it is. All right, they're right here. There's a list on Google. All right, so again, you can go back to doing what you were doing, or you could say, I'm going to put hours in my schedule for the balance of August to work on these 2 things, the builder strategy and then making contact with 1031s. There's your 2 halves, right? You find a builder that's got 15 houses he wants to sell. You find a 1031 client who's got $1 million they want to place. Match made in heaven. That making sense? Kevin Coulter. No, before I mute you got anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Awesome, thank you.
You bet.
Derek.
Great. Can you hear me?
I can. What's up?
Sorry, just when everybody was ready to go, I jumped in here, but I wanted to circle back. You had mentioned ideas that people are doing to get tenant placement business. So Eileen Pruitt on our team has been reaching out to Zillow leads who have for sale by owner, and she's targeting those that have a high days on market. And I don't know exactly how many she's gotten, but it's at least a handful. So she'll just go in and say, hey, I see you got your home on the market. We can get it rented in 2 to 3 weeks. And, she's creating interest that way. So she did, just like you're saying, she puts a little admin time on her calendar every week and just goes to it that way. And it's been productive. So I just thought I'd throw that out there.
For sale by owner is somebody who is trying to sell their house and can't get it done. And by the way, right along the same lines is the expired listings, right? You all can go into your MLS. These are for sale by owner houses for sale, not for rent by owner, right? Different. You go and look at houses that have expired, listings that have expired. The day they expire, they're open season, they're fair game. You can call them and say, why don't you rent your house? Every expired listing is getting phone calls from realtors saying, hire me, let me be your realtor, right? If you call and say, don't try to sell it. Like, why sell it? Hang on to it. I'll make it a rental. I got people who rent your house. You spend an hour doing that, you might find somebody, now you have another door to add, right? Outreach. Awesome, Derek. Anything else?
That's all I got.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Trish is saying the same thing. Eileen's generated 5 new owners by calling FSBOs in the last 30 days. FSBOs, guys, right? Again, these are ideas that work, but they just need you to swing the tool, right? You need to go into action on it. So let me just leave you with that, right? Action is what wins. You have different ideas here that you can pursue. You can pursue all of them. You can pick one of them, but do one of them, right? Don't hang up with me here and then start thinking about what you'd like to do and try to come up with some new idea. Do the for sale by owner track, do the 1031 track, come back here 2 weeks from now and tell us what you did and how it worked, okay? Thank you for being here. Have a great rest of your week. Let's be careful out there.